India has over 5,000 business schools, offering over 5 lakh MBA seats. In a country of 1.3 billion people, this might sound like a small number, and one might assume that everyone will get fantastic jobs. But the reality is shocking. According to a recent survey, only 7% of these MBA grads were actually employable. The reason? Poor quality of education, infrastructure, and teachers in most of our business schools. Even their placement statistics are pathetic, with the average MBA salaries going as low as 10,000 rupees. Is the situation any different with MBA programs abroad? In this video, we'll talk about the differences between an MBA in India versus an MBA abroad in USA, Canada, UK, Australia, Germany, or any other popular country you're targeting. We'll conclude with a non-diplomatic recommendation on which is better and why. So watch the full video. An MBA degree from a business school with low credibility would neither help you learn nor get a decent job after graduation. So if you choose to study in India or abroad, make it a point to aim for the reputed MBA programs. The number of Indians who opt for an MBA degree abroad is substantially lower compared to those who apply to MBA programs in India. The prohibitive cost of education and living expense in a foreign country makes it a less viable option to the majority. Some candidates are so keen to have an international degree that they tend to forget doing a background check on the program. Make sure that your career goals are aligned with the program you're applying to. Let's look at the differences between an MBA in India and MBA programs abroad. If you're not very keen to work abroad and have long-term plans to be in India, the top MBA programs in India could be good options. Many of these, including the IIM's 2-year MBA programs, take in fresh graduates. On completion, most of these graduates are able to secure jobs through campus placements. For the more experienced professionals, there are the 1-year MBA programs for executives offered by ISB and several IIMs. These popular programs also figure in the prestigious Financial Times Global MBA rankings. An MBA abroad is better suited for those who wish to travel globally and work in a foreign country. If you've always dreamt of becoming an investment banker on Wall Street, an MBA from a top business school abroad may open up the door to such dream jobs and help you land an opportunity abroad. No country can beat USA, which is unarguably the top MBA destination for Indian students. Other countries popular among aspiring MBA candidates include Canada, UK, Europe, Singapore, and Australia. Most of the US MBA programs are 2 years in duration, while those in Europe, UK, Singapore have a shorter duration of around a year or so. One obvious difference is that you'll require a work permit as an international student if you want to stay back in the country of graduation. That could limit the number of companies and job opportunities for you. And of course, if you choose to work in India, there are no such dependencies. Before deciding to study in a particular country, do your research on the job opportunities that can be pursued post-MBA, the various work visa-related procedures involved, the assistance you'll receive from the business school careers team to identify and network with the right employers. In short, a survey that would help you figure out what are your chances and odds of securing employment at the end of your MBA journey. The traditional 2-year MBA programs in India usually take in fresh graduates without any work experience or those with very little work experience. The main requirement is a good score in the entrance test. The CAT score is widely used for admissions to the IIMs and other colleges. However, there are a range of alternative tests offered by other colleges. If you score high enough and are shortlisted, you will be invited for a group discussion and a personal interview. In case of international programs, especially the top ones, the entry criteria are more complex, since there are applicants from other countries vying for the same seat. The GMAT or GRE score is just one component in the admissions process. There's also a lot of focus on the overall candidate profile, including academics, work experience, career goals, and extracurricular involvement. Along with a high GMAT or GRE score, you'll need high-quality essays and recommendations. This can be tough to handle for many Indian applicants, since we are more comfortable answering questions which have a clear right and wrong answer. Introspective and speculative questions can be confusing for us, which is why many approach consultants like MBA Crystal Ball for help with their MBA essays and interviews when they're approaching international B schools. Shortlisted candidates are usually required to go through an interview round. If you're interested to learn more, we have a detailed video on MBA abroad requirements. The traditional Indian MBA programs appreciate but don't insist on work experience, which means you could collect your bachelor's degree and walk right into a B school without bothering much about the corporate world. In contrast, good work experience can have a huge impact on MBA programs abroad. Your work experience will provide you the raw material to provide impactful MBA essays and get high-quality recommendations from your managers. Both of these play a big role in the decision-making process for international MBA admissions. Applicants to the American MBA programs have, on an average, around 4 to 5 years of work experience, while candidates who apply to the UK and Europe-based programs have an average work experience of 6 to 7 years. The formal learning in an MBA program happens through lectures, case studies, and group assignments. This is true for Indian and international MBA programs. Students are required to participate and contribute, whether it involves finding a solution to a problem or tackling a case study. The difference in international programs is that your peer group will be more experienced. This translates into better learning, as you can gain valuable insights from your classmates from different ethnic backgrounds who have had industry exposure working in a variety of roles. A lot of learning is derived from the varied perspectives shared by classmates. So you come across more diverse perspectives to deal with a complex problem or a difficult business solution. This is why international MBA programs focus so much on getting a diverse mix of students. Compare this with a class full of freshers or those with limited work experience in junior roles, which you would find in most of the Indian MBA programs. In spite of the enthusiasm of a relatively young peer group, there would be very few who have had substantial hands-on experience. That may mean theoretical learning may dominate practical knowledge and experience in the class. Lastly, we come to the most important deciding aspect, the program fees. The cost of the 2-year MBA programs could range from a few lakhs and possibly go up to 21 lakhs for the IIMs. The ROI can be fantastic for the top-ranked IIM programs, with average salaries in the range of 20 lakh rupees. For the 1-year MBA programs for executives, which is offered by IIMs and ISB, the basic tuition fee would be in the range of 20 to 30 lakh. However, to this figure, we also need to add taxes, accommodation charges, cost of meals, books, and course material, which could take the total to around 30 lakhs or even higher, depending on the program you choose. The average salary could be in the range of 21 to 28 lakhs. International programs, especially the good ones, can be expensive. The cost of living, traveling, and related expenses push the cost higher. The tuition fees for 2-year MBA programs in the US can vary from around $90,000 to $140,000, depending on the university you're applying to. In Indian rupees, that's about 60 lakh to a crore. 1-year programs would cost slightly less, in the range of $55,000 to $80,000. That's roughly 40 to 55 lakh rupees. To this, you need to add the cost of living, medical insurance, books, and transportation. The cost of living would be lesser for the 1-year programs. The cost would also vary depending on the city you live in. The average post-MBA salary could range from $85,000 to $120,000. In Indian rupees, that's 60 to 85 lakh rupees. Some of the reputed programs can help you land a well-paying job, which would put you in an excellent position in terms of ROI. A substandard B school in India or abroad may offer an admit with minimum entry requirements, but such a degree would neither add value to your profile nor would it impress potential recruiters. You need to look out for various parameters including the brand reputation, college infrastructure, placement statistics, and alumni feedback before you shortlist your country and list of B schools. If you understand the risks involved and are comfortable managing the finances, our recommendation would be to go for an MBA abroad. When you join an MBA program abroad, the teaching style, the peer group, the challenges and the opportunities for learning and growth are vastly different from what you've experienced as a graduate student in India. Here's another reason. Many graduates from the international universities who've been working abroad are returning to India for various reasons. From unfavorable political policies abroad and changing personal priorities, to the phenomenal opportunities that India now offers. Which means your competition in the future for the best jobs and careers in India is not going to be only from rivals with Indian qualification, but also with experienced professionals with international degrees who have traveled across the world and come back home for their second innings. Even if your long-term plans are to be in India, it may still be a good idea to study abroad, assuming you can afford the money and digest the risks. MBA Crystal Ball has helped several candidates get a free ride, that's a complete tuition waiver, to the top universities. So if you have dreams of studying in a top business school abroad and you believe you have excellent credentials, it's always worth a shot. Good luck to you.